everyone, and welcome to New Trials, the podcast. I'm Priya.
And I'm Melanie.
And technology has not been our friend.
You can say that again, bestie.
We thank you for your patience while we navigate through these obstacles to get back on the road. Now, I do have a theory, and I think it's because the Riddle, he's just not happy with us. We'll explain why. Today, we offer a tribute to the Riddle. And for those who listen to Chapter 42, Little Girl's Dream, the audiobook gets cut off right smack in the middle of the poem. And if that isn't insulting enough for this dark force, our podcast ran so long that the Riddle only got a very brief mention in the Dark Force's corner. So no wonder he's upset with us.
Oh my god, it makes so much sense now. Riddle, we're sorry. I'm sorry.
In this episode, we will give Melanie a platform to perform the poem, and then we'll break it down. Before we wrap up, we have an Alliance of the Stars segment featuring a longtime reader and first-time contributor.
Ooh.
Take it away, Melanie.
Poor Eureka, the Riddle drawled, materializing onto Eureka's bed and folding its golden paws in front. Tossing its haughty feline head, the Riddle recited glibly. When a pampered little girl is accustomed to being in the center of attention, there is no excuse for her beholder's devotion to sway, stray, or go amiss. Can't you see, demands the girl, the world revolves around me. And if not worshipped, no words exactly will describe the voracious temper that may unfurl. As time passes by, leaving yesterday to yesterday, while others move on ahead, no matter what the girl will say, says, has said, she will be left in Wonderland, left to cry, cry goodbye. The sagacious Riddler comes along, asking little girl, why can't you grow and mature? But wait, there may be a remedy, a wondrous cure, to snap you into reality and put right your wrong. So the oblivious little girl wonders, what may it be? Tell me now, immediately. And the Riddler leaves her to ponder, traveling to more girls yonder. Pausing, the Riddle smiled with a pussycat satisfaction at its little anecdote. Glaring at the sphinx-shaped creature spread across her bed as if it were a queen, Eureka said, curse the day that Erdon called you up, you blabbering, useless fool. Who's the fool? The Riddle asked rhetorically. The one who accuses is by rule the true fool. Stuffing her head underneath the pillow, Eureka clenched her eyes shut and tried to block out the Riddle's taunting conundrum as it continued. Don't fret, my naive, temperamental mistress. I'll tell you the solution to your distress. It's quite simple if you think carefully. Don't regard your brother's actions so woefully. For though blood is thicker than wine, and love thicker than blood, there is a line where he is bound to return to you, since bold must be the one who ventures to break free from the wearisome bonds of ancestry. Yet then again, there is always the faint possibility that within you is a commendable ability to offer him moral support by quenching your little girl's dream to sort out your hard feelings of childlike obstinance and stand by his choice, whatever it may be.
Wow, so good.
That was fun.
So if it wasn't for this bonus episode, I would have never realized that this poem is basically formatted in, correct me if I'm wrong, Melanie, a tarot card reading.
What?
Yes. I have sat through enough of your readings to know that when you start them off, you always explain the current situation before moving forward into the future.
Girl, you just blew my mind. Oh my God. You're so right, though.
Because, like, it starts off with the current state that Erica is in and the lifestyle that she's used to. And that's when the riddle starts dropping some hints about the future holds. What I really want to highlight is, for though blood is thicker than wine and love is thicker than blood, there is a line where he is bound to return to you, since bold must be the one who ventures to break free from the wearisome bonds of ancestry. Now, Aaron doesn't leave just yet. Like, this was just for context, the first big fight, and Erica's like, oh my god, he's never been mad at me like this before. But we're still in the beginning of arc 3, and he doesn't do his turnaround until the end of arc 3, and he joins Sakura's side in arc 4. So, yes, they will be going their separate ways when Aaron joins the Alliance of the Stars. But I really hope the return to you line means that Erica will also choose light in the long run. See, that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of think the same way. I think, because especially when he talks about obstinance and it's like childlike and having to sort out her own feelings of things. So I think really, and we already have kind of seen it in arc 4, but like this arc 4 is really kind of the start of Erika's character arc, I think. And I think it's only going to continue more eventually, Christian, when we finish out arc 4, because I think, I think her big thing is she's just going to have to, I think, forgive Aaron, but I think the big thing she needs to forgive is herself. And here's my theory. So I think deep down, Erika feels like it's her fault that her and Aaron are in the situation that they're in, because it was her heart condition that made them feel like they needed to accept this darkness in order to become bigger and better. So I think she kind of feels like she's dragged Aaron into this, kind of like how she's always felt her entire life, that she's always felt like she has dragged Aaron down. Like he had many chances to be adopted and he never was because of Erika, or, just different things. She always felt like she dragged him down. And I think in Sakura, she sees, and I think she's not jealous of Sakura just because she's pretty, not just because her brother likes her, but I think what she sees in Sakura, I think is kind of what maybe her life could have been if it wasn't for like her heart condition and having to choose the darkness. So I think, she sees Sakura as like this lightness that Erika just doesn't feel like she can come to terms with in herself, because she just sees herself as this like dark figure. So I think ultimately what needs to happen is Erika just needs to forgive herself. And I think ultimately when that happens, that'll break the bond of ancestry and that'll turn her into the light side. Therefore, going to Sakura's side, because she won't see Sakura as this enemy anymore, this like person she hates for no reason. She'll see her as like, okay, I understand why I didn't like you. I understand my feelings behind that now, but I don't need that. I love myself, and that's all that matters. The end.
That's so beautifully said. That's so beautifully said.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very articulate, because after I realized that like a pampered little girl kind of has the same format of a tarot card reading, I got super excited, and then I didn't really take down any more notes after that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to share this with Melanie, but it has to be on the podcast because I need her genuine reaction.
Yeah, I was genuinely shocked, but I will say I've had weeks upon weeks to think about this now.
Yeah, and I really do like the line about the whole break free from the wearisome bonds of ancestry, because at the end of the day, that is the Alliance's goal, which is to finally break the Dark One's curse.
Agreed.
I really, really enjoyed your opinions on the poem. Now we're ready to move to Alliance with the Stars. And as I teased before, the person that I would like to highlight is a longtime reader and first-time contributor, and it is the one, the only, Kiri Blossom.
Drop it right now!
I am 100% serious. For those who don't have the pleasure of seeing what I'm seeing, Melanie's jaw has hit the floor. She is shocked. She is floored.
I have legit tears in my eyes right now. Like, oh my god, hi! Oh my god, I'm so excited. Tell me everything she says.
Okay, so a few years back in 2023, I tried to reach out to her. I had her email and I had her Facebook, but I didn't have any answer. And I'm like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. Not everybody uses their same old addresses. It is all right. And then the two of us, we agreed that we were going to do a special episode on the poem in chapter 42. And I remembered that Kiri-chan loved it so much that she actually had it memorized back in the day. So on June 6th, I wrote a message. Hi, Kiri-chan. Melanie and I are going to do a special episode of the podcast about about the poem in a Little Girl's Dream. I know it was one of your faves back in the day, so if you want to contribute any thoughts, we would be excited to feature it. And before I continue, you guys probably know, listeners, but if you don't and you live under a rock or you're just a newer fan, so Kiri-chan is an OG member of the fandom, and she was the one who founded the New Trials Ring on Yahoo groups back in 2004. So pre-2004, we were all fans, but she was the one who stepped up, made a group, and then until 2012, that was the hub of all things New Trials. 2012, we moved to Facebook, but from 2004 to 2012, New Trials Ring was the place to be for Wish-chan updates and discussions about the chapters, and Kiri-chan was the one who made it all happen. And Wish-chan once said that if something ever happened to her, and she couldn't finish New Trials, she would trust Kiri-chan to finish New Trials. That is how in tune Kiri-chan was with New Trials back in the day. So,
fangirling so hard over here. I have literal tears coming out of my eyes.
So this June 6th is when I reached out to her, not thinking I was going to get a response. Melanie and we were supposed to record, but we were still having technical difficulties. And we just decided to scrap it and watch reality TV instead. It was a couple days after that, on June 26th, where I get a message from Kiri-chan, and she says, "Hi Priya, I don't check Messenger, but I decided to log in and saw this. Thanks for remembering me. How you've been?" And so she says, "I've been completely cut off from NT for the past few years. I think the last I did a reread was 2019. I know you guys are doing a podcast and audiobook, but unfortunately I haven't been following any of it at all. Life has just been too busy. Girl, we get it." Mm-hmm. She talks about some health problems she had that was a bit scary, but she's okay now. So, she says that I haven't been connected with CCS or anime/manga at all, nor New Trials, and it's been too long since my reread. Hope the community is doing well. I know there hasn't been a new chapter since then. Give my regards to everyone. Hope you're doing well. Congratulations on the birth of your son. She says, I do wish I could do a proper reread again, but I can't seem to find the time these days. And without recalling details, it doesn't seem right to join the discussion, since all the details are not fresh in my mind. Kiri-chan, if you're listening to this, do you really think that anything is clear in any of our minds? Melanie and I are doing this podcast. It's that doesn't matter.
Not all of us have Diana's crazy memory.
Shinji writes, life was much better when we were younger. And she says, I said that's like, oh my God, so good to hear from you. I'm glad that I reached out and like I made this happen. And then I reminded her that I too ghosted New Trials around the mid 2010s. So it's always there for when she's ready to come back. And she says, let's see. She asked if the group IO was alive, and it is. Michelle actually posted it. She says, so I told her that I know you're feeling disconnected with the fandom, but Melanie and I still didn't record A Little Girl's Dream. So even if you want to reminisce of the old days, I can include that in the episode. And this is where she said, I like that poem, and I had it memorized back then. We could see Wish Chan's talent as a poet. The riddle was so problematic. I recall we got to see a more humane and vulnerable side to Erica in this chapter. And then she says, hope life's been treating you well. I do wonder where all the active members from back in the early 2000s are now. She asks if there's any updates about Serenity. And like, Serenity is a bit active on Tumblr. I sent her a message there. I'm like, oh wow, let's keep the streak going. But she didn't see my message yet. So I keep checking Tumblr just in case she does. And then I told her that let's see, Melanie and I are keeping the fandom alive with the audiobook and podcast. Marcel is writing a beautiful Leon AU about what happened if he did join the fight against the plague, which Chan drops in during special occasions, and Diana is always in the comments section. Plus, she designs really great mood boards. I mentioned Melanie and I actually did a NYC NT pilgrimage back in March. We hit up a lot of the spots in Arc 1. And Carrie Chan says, it's wonderful the two of you have been keeping the fandom alive. She says, I saw your NYC pics. Sometimes I do log in to Facebook. Now I just need a huge chunk of free time to dive back into NT, but that doesn't seem possible as of now. I told her that the nice thing about the audiobook is that when you're ready, you can listen to it on the go. Commuting, doing chores, etc. It's not going anywhere, and it's ready for you whenever you're ready to dip your toe back in. I wrote, Melanie is doing a fantastic job. She's already recording Arc 4. She does voices, adds sound effects when appropriate, and when appropriate, she adds music. It's an immersive NT experience that's making me see NT a whole different way. Plus, the podcast is a joy to record, and we are leaving no stone unturned. Kiri Chan says, that sounds wonderful. I remember there was a user back in around 2010-ish who started a group audio book. I had sent her voice clips of Nadeshiko. That project didn't get the momentum that it needed, though.
Yeah, fun fact, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I was cast as Mei Lin back in the day for that.
And then she says, well, it was great connecting again after so long. Take care of yourself and stay safe. And I wish this for the entire NT community around the globe.
You know what? I was really having a terrible, awful, rotten day. And my whole day has just had a complete turnaround. I'm so happy.
It's like Melanie and I, we both did call to actions to our usual Alliance of the Stars members, but like to have Kiwi Blossom grace us with her comments, we're blessed. We're blessed.
That's insane. But in the best way. Oh, wow. Well, if she ever does give the audiobook a go, I appreciate it, but I understand when you become, I assume she's a mom, I don't know, but I assume when you just become an adult, or even if she's not, yeah, just when you become an adult. Yeah, you just get busy, life happens, gets in the way, I understand. But it's good to hear from her.
Yeah, it was really special because she was like, I sent her messages here and there, but that's just, hitting the wall with nothing in return. But that's okay. I didn't think that she would actually submerge and give us all this great stuff for our episode of all things.
So cool.
Yes, yes. Now, Kiri Blossom holds a very special place in all of our hearts, and I'll link all her. Well, no, actually, I can't link all her stuff because I want it to be a surprise for people listening. But for those who are interested, she wrote some spin-off New Trials fanfics, and she also wrote some New Trials trailers. And she's very in tune with the fanfic that you would know that it was a fan who wrote those spin-offs. But yeah, I can't say enough great things about her, and it was really special to hear from her.
I love it.
And that includes our special episode of New Trials the podcast. Riddle, please forgive us. Please let us record in peace with no technical difficulties.
For the love of God. In case y'all aren't aware, Priya's laptop, virus, my computer crashed. Then we've had nothing but audio weirdness going on. And so hopefully, Riddle, we are sorry. We love you. Hopefully this is the end.
So you have been listening to New Trials the podcast, where it must rain for there to be a rainbow.
You've been listening to New Trials the podcast. Please be sure to check out the audiobook version of this fan fiction that you can listen to anywhere that you can find this podcast. Also, please be sure to check out the Facebook fan page for New Trials, where a big part of the discussions happen nowadays. Or, check out Kiri's work of the Yahoo Reading that is still alive and well. Gotta shout out
under Groups.io. Yeah, it's under Groups.io.
Groups.io. And be sure to stick around next time when we officially get to continue this journey with y'all with chapter 43, Not a Perfect World.